I never understood what a cruise ship town was because I've never been to a cruise before, on a cruise. So this is a cruise ship town. Everybody comes, all 11,000 of them, flocks the streets, and then they go back on the ship. So that explains why there's no like hotels or B&Bs or things like that. I'm sure they're here, but they're not abundant, like matched with the amount of people that are actually here.
Yeah.
And now it's quiet. Now everybody's gone back on the ships. It's kind of cool.
So Seattle, Sacramento, Paso Robles, home. 15 days.
Let's do it.
15
it only
days
took
from
us
Seattle.
3 months to get here. We could totally do 2 weeks.
Yeah. $47.
Okay.
Municipal run RV park, full hookups.
Really? Full hookups?
Yeah, 11 o'clock checkout. But if
Well,
we're gonna be up at the glass blowing place by 9:15, we probably need to wake up early and get everything buttoned up and then like relocate to the street. Totally set up and ready to go. I smell the cleaning that's been going on.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
You want to pick the sailing game?
It's the sun.
it's the sun.
It's the sun
It's the
is
sun.
out.
We're like,
We're ready to enjoy
we have
life.
like energy again. It's like not like I don't get. You done there, Fresh?
Sorry. On this side of the glass, just looking. Oh, the fireweed has died. It's the end of the season. Remember, they were so bright and purple.
That means the snow is coming. So
It's on its way.
Skagway, very unique town. Why, Trish?
Totally unique. Well, here's the thing. The cruise ships come in here, and it's like how many thousands of people?
We've heard that it's elbow to elbow when 6 cruise ships are here. Right now, there's only 2 cruise ships here.
But Skagway is an experience totally unlike anything we've seen in Alaska. It's almost like Disneyland meets Alaska.
It is, because this town is here because of the cruise ship. So you can kind of get an idea of the vibe in terms of the jewelry stores and the type of food and the restaurants and that type of stuff. There's a lot of history here. It was a pretty ferry ride. Haines is definitely worth seeing. It tees you up to go down the Cassiar Highway, which is why we're doing it.
Fun, because we haven't done anything like this. It's kind of funny to see all these stores and prospectors and yes.
Now a lot of people have asked, are we going to pan for gold? And we haven't panned for gold, Trish.
Oh.
Is that what we should be doing tomorrow? Should we be panning for
I want to
gold?
blow glass. And if we find gold to pan, we could do it with the boys.
Everybody's gone, just like that. I mean, there were people lining the streets earlier.
Packed, like you couldn't walk on these little sidewalks.
And now everybody's gone.
I like how the sidewalks are made out of
Wood.
2x6s.
I like that.
Yeah.
And the slide is in. Let's go. 9:10. We need to be there at 9:05, and guess how far away it is.
It's 9:10. It's early.
It's
what
early.
he's trying to say.
It's not early. It's not early. It's 9:10. We need to be there at
feels
9:15.
early.
It's 5 minutes away. We gotta go.
10 miles by boat, but like 450 by car. They're like, oh my god.
Okay.
We use our edible flowers on
Minty.
our wedding.
1 out of 4 gardeners recommend that mint. Just saying. A little bit of history. So Henry Clark comes to Skagway, like so many other people, to go into the Yukon to go strike it rich with gold.
Yes.
He tries his hand at that, doesn't quite work out.
Yes.
Comes back and notices, Trish, what?
That everyone is getting scurvy. There's a lack of nutrition here because there's really no food. And so people are bringing preserved food to help them make their way through the pass. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm a farmer. I'm going to start farming.
So he starts farming, and then he stumbles across this rare strand of rhubarb rhubarb bigger than anyone in our group has ever seen. So
yeah, as tall as people. And so he makes all of this from nothing and ends up putting his stamp on Skagway.
I'd be lying to you if I wasn't a little nervous that I'm at the age where I actually enjoy recording flowers. That's something that I always saw older people doing when I was a kid, and I just did not understand it. And now that I'm doing it, it's just weird.
Coming of age garden tour for Mark.
It's a coming of age garden tour. Museums, tours, oh my gosh, what's next? Just noticed Caleb taking some pictures of some flowers here. Why don't you show everybody what you got?
Okay, let me just let my camera think here.
You're so much more mature than I am.
Going to want to fall to the floor. It's very, very liquid. But it's going to be interacting with the atmosphere, right? Comparatively very cold. So the glass is going to be cooling down extremely rapidly. It only actually has about a minute or so of actual working time before he has to reheat his glass.
That was amazing.
Glass blowing? Are you even kidding me? Those guys are artists.
I really did not even know what they were making, right? They stick that thing in there, and then there's this little thing, and then that's the technical term.
Yes, there's lots of things, and then there's a hot thing.
And there's just more and more layers, and they just keep adding layers. And then they're swinging it and blowing it.
Yeah, I liked his little dance.
It was crazy. The whole thing was crazy.
So that wraps up our time here in the Jewell Gardens. That's Jewell.
Yes, and by the way, link down below. So when you come into Skagway, check it out. In fact, I'm even going to mention to Harvest hosts that this would be a really good Harvest host location. So
it really would. But you know what I particularly liked about it is that it got you out of Main Street. Because Main Street, although cute, is very built for the cruise ships. Yeah. And here feels like a very authentic Alaskan grown experience. Yeah. So it's really nice to have this and finish it out.
So definitely check it out. And now join us in the rig as we drive 4 days to Vancouver.
No, you do not want to join us in the rig.
Or 3 days or 5 days. We don't know how many days
we don't know. But we don't have any groceries. So so we're gonna have a lot of things that we need to figure out. Where to get some snacks, how to go over another border.
We better get started.
All kinds of fun stuff.
All right, let's go. Let's make it happen. I'm excited that we did that last activity before we're going to get on the road now. I feel like that was kind of our last little tour, and now everything else we're just going to see is the nature and getting back into RVing, because I know a lot of people watch the channel for the RV stuff. Yeah.
Well, you know, Alaska has been phenomenal, but it has also been challenging. Yes. Because of the weather and just, you know, it's rugged here, man. Okay. But I actually I'm sad to leave.
Are you?
Like, I'm feeling like, oh wow, this is our last town, and now we're headed back home. That's like, we were excited about coming. We spent a lot of mental energy getting ready and preparing, and then we did it.
Yeah.
A lot happened this summer.
I think you asked me earlier what my favorite thing about the trip was. And for me, it's that I have a mental image of all of these places. That when someone says Fairbanks or Talkeetna or Denali or the park and all the different towns and Haines and Skagway and Whittier and Kenai and the Kenai Peninsula, that I now have an immediate mental association to what these places look like.
And an emotional connection.
That's true.
Because once you go somewhere and you do some things, you're like, oh my goodness, and you see how different people live and you hear their stories, and I love the Alaskan sparkle. People are like, oh, Alaska. They get something is in here.
If you're traveling alone, come with me. Pack your bags, leave a note, and we'll be free. I heard Melbourne's pretty, but darling, so are you. If Melbourne don't want us, babe, we'll just pass on through. So we'll go to the country from the nursery rhymes.
How are you? Good.
Where do you guys all live?
Arizona.
The catcher in the rye.
How long have you been away from home?
We came up here in June.
If you see a house and are convinced it's bittersweet, we'll be Hansel and Gretel. The witch will be history.
Over because our master window is flying up, and I think what's happened, because this is the second time, and the first time I figured that it wasn't closed, is that it's rattling off in the bumps, and then it goes out, and then whoop, and I look in the thing, and it's going like this. So I'll go fix that.
Is this reverie? I can see the woman of my
Go.
dreams. This here traveling road, all I need is you and I need is me. On this traveling road, all I need is you, and all you need is me.
This is how we dry camp in a rest stop. Hot, steaming hot pancakes, omelets, no paper plates.
Ooh, I wish I had paper plates.
Actually,
Don't tease me.
paper plates would be kind of good for this. We kind of ran out.
Just ran out.
All right,
All done. I gotta get dressed.
it's 9:30, and Trish and I were up early. We got our non-internet productive time done, which we love working early in the morning without internet. We call it our non-internet hours. Because when the internet's not on, you work on the things that are most important and not just the most urgent. And now we're going to pack up and get out of here. Today is going to be a huge drive day. Huge. You know, I'm really glad that all the RVs that were here last night, maybe a half a dozen, no, probably four RVs and 2 semi-trucks. I'm glad that they were blocking the no camping and no overnight parking sign. Or, you know, we might have been forced to have to find another area, but all is good. All right, let's get on the road. Trisha's gonna drive. I'm gonna edit.
Turn on the car!
All right, so our plan on the Cassiar Highway is to go straight to Vancouver. And I'm starting to question why exactly would we take a road that's known to be not as good as the Alaskan or the Alaskan Highway if we're just doing it a straight shot. And I think 2 reasons. One is so that we can show you the footage so you can see if the road is really that bad. 2, to get an idea of what the cell phone coverage is so that you know what the cell phone coverage is, at least in 2018. We don't need cell phone coverage, so it's an easy... Well, I don't need cell phone coverage, so it's an easy thing to do right now. And we're planning on just doing it in hopefully a day, I don't know. That's Vancouver. I say, Trish, if we can make it to Prince George tonight, that would be huge.
Okay.
That's doing the entire Cassiar Highway
In one day.
in a day, starting at 10 a.m.
Cassiar in one day.
So that's kind of our plan. Already I can tell it's a little bit bumpier than the Alaskan Highway because it's aggregated asphalt. Can you feel like there's a lot of vibrations? Whereas the Alaskan Highway is magnificent all the way up to Destruction Bay, and then the frost heaves start. But everything south of that is just beautiful. RVer on the side of the road, and we always stop. By the way, I don't know if we had that conversation. We always stop if there's an RV on the side of the road. I think RVers should take care of RVers. Anytime there's an RV on the side of the road, we always stop to see if they have everything. And I'm shocked. Out of the gate, season 1, we have a flat tire. 0 RV stop. And we 0. And there are hundreds of RVs passing on the road. So I think that's just something that part of the RV community. I think that's just something that the RV community should do. We should do a better job taking care of each other. Anyhow.
Well, for the most part, everybody does.
No, I don't believe so. I don't think RVers stop. If there's an RV on the side of the road, every RVer should stop and say, do you have everything you need? It's a simple question.
Do you guys need anything?
We're good. This thing just keeps popping. Thank you for stopping.
Okay, bye-bye.
He said he's fine, but then as we were leaving, he said our door was open. Or
Hey!
What? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You can just pull it and it'll lock closed.
our cargo door was open. So then he closed it for us and said, helping each other out. That's a big fill up right there. $273 Canadian. 173 liters at $1.58 per liter. So I'll throw that into my little chart. This, maybe just a couple more fill-ups. Here comes Caleb. How weird. Sparkling water and good coffee. Now we're off with a lot of energy to Smithers.
And he asked for Twizzlers. Do you think I should have given them to him?
Yeah. 3.5 to 4 hours away. Probably going to be 4 for us. 7.5 to Prince George, and then we're homebound to Vancouver. We're driving down the road and we're talking about some stuff, and then it goes dee-dee-doo. Reduce the speed to 50 miles per hour because you're out of diesel exhaust fluid.
So we should have done that when we were fueling up.
Trish kept talking to me about it. I'm like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Oh my gosh. All right, the first observation with being in the city is how loud it is. I had the same feeling, I think after season 2 or season 3. I think after season 3 we came back and I just could not believe how noisy being in the city is after being out. Anyhow, the other observation is this tire held up better than I thought it would. A lot better. It was down to 51 PSI when we were driving, so we pulled over and we filled it up to 61 PSI, and I thought for sure it would have a slow little leak, which is why I wanted to park right in the parking lot of Canadian Tire, so I didn't have to take the tire off with the spare on, then drive here. I thought I'd just drive here, sleep, wake up in the morning, I'd have these guys come over and pull it off and fix it, because the nail, this tire can be repaired. So it's 7:30 right now. Canadian Tire opens at 8. All right, Canadian Tire really could not have been more unhelpful and borderline rude. I said good morning and told him the situation, and he said I can't touch it until 9:30. That was about the first thing out of his mouth. So I got one guy on the schedule today to work on tires, and he's really booked up. I told him that I was over here and if they could come grab the tire, and he said nope, we're not allowed to work in the parking lot. So anyhow, I'm gonna pop on over to Cal Tire, and hopefully their attitude toward helping their customers is a little bit more friendly. I'm gonna go put this up to about, I think it's 60 right now, which is fine. It didn't really lose any air. That's the big surprise. I thought for sure with that nail or that screw in there, but I guess because it's a screw, it made a nice little seal. So now I'm gonna pop on over to, so I'm gonna air it up anyway just to make sure, and then pop over to Cal Tire. See if they like helping. The truck, and we're gonna get to work. I remember having the same feeling in season 1, day 1, getting the flat tire on the I-17 and stopping at a Discount Tire in Flagstaff. But I must say, to pull in to a Discount Tire, and for me to go in and get a new tire, and for you to make food.
It's nice.
That's nice. How nice it is to just go to work when your truck is getting serviced, or your trailer is being serviced, or making lunch or whatever. That is the best, bar none, thing about RV life, is that the efficiency of time. Of course, it's because we were trying to save time that we have this problem. You know, I think I've added a new thing onto my list. I think I need orange cones now. I think it's time for orange cones, because if you're ever in this situation, you know, if I had to leave, my chairs would get stolen. Orange cones, no one wants orange cones.
I cleaned it really well. I cleaned it twice.
Yeah.
And it went in that way.
Okay, got it.
So I had to go a sidewall. I put a flat patch.
Okay.
And I cleaned it twice, and then I scraped it really good, and then I let it dry with a heat gun, and then I put a patch on, and then I put rolled it, stitched it like quite a bit, because when it's on the sidewall like that, that's what we do.
Okay, very good.
And then I put a seal coat on top of that.
I'm gonna add some more air to the rear tires because they're a little lower than I like, because I inflate the tire pressure based upon the load. We do the same thing with the trailer. You find out how much load is on the tire, you look up at the tire manufacturer what the correct PSI should be, and you line them up, and then you adjust it accordingly. See how fast that is? It's so cool. All right, Trish is on call, taking care of stuff, and we're good to go. So I guess I'm gonna edit for a little bit. We need to find, I wanna find one of those really cool, like Flying J's, one of those truck stop things, so that we can get a full tank of diesel, a full tank of DEF. I wanna add a little windshield wiper fluid. I'm gonna get an oil change in Vancouver. We're gonna get everything back to normal.